When this season started, the Port Huron High Big Reds had 4 goals.
At this time, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Chippewa Valley
BMAC Blue Champs and make the playoffs. Now, how about adding another goal to that? Hosting a home playoff game and winning in round 1 of the playoffs, pulling one of the biggest upsets we've ever seen. Big Red coach Dave Taddy said earlier this week when asked about Chippewa Valley, "I'm tired of hearing of all this talk about how good the Mac Red is and how we're Mac Blue, so we can't beat them. They are the same age as our kids. That's bull. I believe there are 2 types of people in this world. There's weasels and weasel slappers. Every time we go out there, we go out as weasel slappers. That's what we do." So, knowing that, will the Big Reds be the weasels who get slapped tonight, or will they do the slapping? Either way, this is what we've all been waiting for. This is why you play high school football. The important thing I think to remember here, going up against the monster that is Chippewa Valley tonight, is this. Don't think of it as Port Huron versus Chippewa Valley. For tonight, Big Reds, you have an entire city behind you. Good evening, everyone. Derek Work, the Big D, CPHS Channel 6, Port Huron Area School District television station, and welcome to the playoffs. Joining me in the booth again, Hyde, Tom Hyde. Well, Tom, here we are, and we've certainly been waiting a long time for this moment.
It's fun. It's fun to have a playoff game right in our backyard. A lot of people showed up over here on the PH side. Chippewa Valley side filling up quickly. It's a great opportunity for these Big Reds to show what they have to this city and on this broadcast, and to then send a message to the MHSAA state playoff system that they're for real.
Well, last week, kind of a heartbreaking game because Jordan Brown went down early third quarter, apparently. 49-14 was the final, of course. Actually, PH, I think, had him at halftime in the game itself. Then Brown goes down. What kind of a factor will that be in tonight's game with Brown? He's going to start, but he's going to be hobbling, Tom.
He's your guy. I mean, he's the Port Huron Big Red guy. He runs that offense, and part of him running that offense is his immense speed around those ends. You take that away, we've noticed that he's a little bit taped up on the ankles. I don't really know what his injury is, but it seems to me that if he needs to be forced to throw that ball, it could be a different look for PH, and it could be a detriment to them not having him able to be mobile.
And so many levels, what he does for them. I mean, on the field, as a leader, as even a teacher to the younger players. He is a senior. This could be his last game at Memorial Stadium this evening. But again, sometimes you don't realize how good a guy really is until he's not there. And Tom, we kind of got an indication of that reading the Times-Herald this week.
Well, their leader went down, and that always hurts when you always hear him called the quarterback called the general of the offense. And he's more than that, though. I mean, he really is the spark plug of this offense with the way he runs, with the way he can get to the outside. Him going down, the guys got to pull it up. They got to get it together. They got to understand that they can play with or without him, and then go at this Chippewa Valley team.
Ognan Stemenkovic to kick this one off, and let's get nasty. Playoff edition, Port Huron. Kickoff taking the 5, drop by Taddy, now up 10. Dodges some tacklers, 15 still on his feet. Now comes forward almost to the 20, up to the 19. Pretty good hitting, but they were coming.
Well, the kickoffs are always a meat grinder of a thing, and he really made a couple good moves there to get around. But, every time you see somebody bobble a ball like that, a lot of times those lanes will get screwed up, and he had a chance. He broke it for another 5-10 yards.
Again, in case you haven't heard, number 3 quarterback Jordan Brown is going to start this game. There you see him. A high ankle sprain is what they're telling me, and he didn't practice all week long. So again, the perils of injury and not practicing, but there he is from shotgun. Again, the leader of this team on 1st and 10. First play of the first drive for PH and their playoffs for 2007. Carry Taddy, nothing.
I'm not real worried about his not practicing this week. It's that high ankle sprain with the mobility loss that you have to be concerned with. Week 10, you shouldn't, if the guy's injured, and he obviously is, you have to be able to get him out there and run.
Okay, 2nd and 10.
Again, it's a great feeling to sit here and announce a playoff game. We've only really done one in my 10 years. Anyway, this is the second one. On the tackle there, off 2nd down. Channel 6 bothering us to do some PSAs, so let's do one.
Well, you know, the MHSAA says we have to do them. Even in high school, kids still play sports for fun. But even the best parents sometimes take the game and the fun away from the kids by trying to coach or officiate or treating the outcome as life and death situation. These are kids' games. Let them play, let them learn, let them succeed, let them fail. But most of all, let them have fun. A public service message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association and CPHS 6.
3rd down and 9 from the 19. Big play early going. Taddy and Bankston, early ball carriers. Pass over there in the flat. Mike Page gets a screen, gets good block. 25 up 27, falls forward. And it's going to be pretty close, actually. I think he's going to be short. That's going to be 4th down and an early interesting call coming for Coach Mullins. It looks like about a yard and a half short.
4th and 2 on the board, so we'll see what he does. A little bit too deep for my taste, Big D.
Well, they're out there right now and they're going for it. So you got to respect this. Basically, I think the mindset right now is that you've got to get the yardage. This is a playoff game, right? Or do you think maybe too deep in their own end?
Too deep right now. Too deep right now. And you know, we kind of crabbed there for a second about the PSAs. We have to do them. The broadcast of today's game is a copyright presentation at Michigan High School Athletic Association and CPHS 6. No reproduction, retransmission, or other distribution of the descriptions or accounts of this game may take place without the express written consent of the MHSAA and CPHS 6.
While they're measuring, he's going to be about a yard and a half short, I think.
That's tough. I mean, you're deep, and you got to, I don't know if I don't punt this one away.
Well, they're going to do it now. Taddy's lined up there about the 16-yard line. So a good play by Page there. They almost had it.
Yeah, if it's third quarter and we're close, maybe I go for it. But right now, it's certainly not a time to panic.
Well, it was more just a thought process, I think. Just toying with the options. They left Brown out there to maybe even bluff it.
Well, sure. I might even actually try to pull him off sides if I have the timeout. Too early to give one of those up, too.
So Taddy to punt. Gets it. It's a fake. Taddy's got wheels to the outside, thinking of cutting it up. They get over very quickly. Taddy upfield for the 1st down, and a whole lot more to the 45. Chris Taddy to the 46. 1st down, Port Huron.
Well, that's gutsy. That's gutsy, and that's how you win playoff games.
He had a bit of a stutter step off the snap, and I really began to wonder if it was a fake, and sure enough.
He looked like he was done 3 times on that. He looked like he was going to be tackled for a loss, and he still found a little crease in there to take it upfield.
Again, Chris Taddy can do so many things. He can kick, he can run, he can catch. List goes on and on. But, Tom, advantages for the Big Reds to have seen this Chippewa Valley team last week.
You know, it's hard to beat a team twice in a row in the same season. Advantage, sure. I think it is an advantage. You know the guys you're going against. They're still fresh in your mind. You just played them 7 days ago. So I think if there's an advantage here, it's to the team. It's to the Port Huron High Big Reds.
Brown may still be a little bit tender coming off the injury. High ankle sprain, by the way, if you're just joining us. And on that snap there, he bobbled it. That's outside there by the, well, that's by the Channel 6 bus, I guess.
That's where the goods are stored.
All kinds of goods here, too. Popcorn and pizza and all the rest of it. And I'm hungry, so I'll be quiet now. 2nd down and long. Big Reds have struggled, but the big punt fake, this just isn't going to do it. Simple handoff, great penetration, 56. Greg Arts on the tackle for Chippewa Valley.
Got to pull the bootstraps up for the offensive line. You cannot let Chippewa Valley run their defensive line through yours all night long, or it's going to be a long one for you.
Again, when this Big Red offense is clicking on all cylinders, they'll line up 4 wide and 1 back set. From shotgun, they'll have Jordan Brown and usually Chris Taddy, the lone setback. Sometimes you'll see 36 out there as well, Justin Kindle. The wideouts can be anything from Nichols to Ashford, Davis, Page, Jowett as well. They're a talented group, and they will use them. They're going to have to here. Brown to pass from shotgun. Brown airing it out deep. Well, Davies tripped and he fell. They're hoping for a call, but he's not going to get it. I think that was good pass coverage on that defensive play there. 34, good job, Ross Gilo.
Well, good tight pass coverage there. And really, all that happened there was their legs kind of got tangled up together. that's one of the things that a good defensive back will do to you. He'll crowd you. If he's not touching you, but he's close enough and you kind of feel him in your little bubble there, a lot of times you'll change your stride and end up on the field like that.
Defensively, in Chippewa Valley, Greg Arts, 56. We just said his name a minute ago. He leads the way at linebacker. Ricky Shorkey, definitely a name to watch on the defense as well. The punt here is blocked this time. Taddy picks it up. Strong athletic play. Cuts up field, but he's not going to work this time. 35 to the 40. Fumbles it out of bounds. You got to admire the effort from Taddy, but great field position, Chippewa Valley nonetheless. I'm telling you, this place is absolutely electric. And it should be that way. It's a playoff game, and here's a replay.
Yeah, bounced right up into his hands. He still got it. And really, if he had a little bit of blocking up here, he might have been able to. He almost still got through, but just too much defense in there.
1st and 10 from the 40. Tyler Alward, quarterbacking Chippewa Valley. This is a big back, speed-wise, and this one I think is going to come back. Pushed out of bounds after 12 near the wall. Look out. Bankston among tacklers over there, but you indicated it might be coming back, Hyde.
Yeah, not a vicious hit in the back, but you can't touch him at all in the back. And I think that's what happened, and that's when they threw the flags.
This is a real talented tailback, folks. One of the best you will see around. Dre Davis, his name, number 3. They simply couldn't stop him last week. 185 yards, 2 touchdowns. So, Tom, they'll take those kind of penalties any way they can get them.
Yeah, they will. And Port Huron High had good penetration at that time. That's a good sign that they were in the backfield, because a guy with that much speed, you need to get him to change directions. You need to get him to stutter where he's going. You need to plug up those holes. Just too much speed, too much talent. They're going to have to spend a lot of their time in the backfield.
Again, the quarterback for Chippewa Valley is 11, Tyler Alward. They say he can both run and pass very well, so that's certainly scary. Tight end 88, Jeff Tobolowski, a guy to watch up front on this team as well. 73, Buddy Getjen on the offensive line. Well, for the Big Reds defensively, it all starts with the big guy up front, 66, Frank Doe, Mike Page, 28 in the middle, along with Bankston and Jowett, and of course Michael Johnson, 24 in the defensive backfield. Still trying to sort out all these penalties. Eventually, it looks like
kind of back to stage 1, because there's two personal foul calls and one on each team. They kind of equal each other out. Carol does rock. It's her birthday, apparently.
Awesome.
It is awesome. The sign told us.
So eventually, 1st and 8 from the 38. Rollout pass, caught, 35, now up 30 to the 25 and down 24. That's that Tobolowski I was talking about, the tight end. And a first down, Chippewa Valley. Galanos on the tackle for the Big Reds.
Well, again, good defense. That's a tough one. That's a tough play to defend in the first place, because it's only a 3-4 yard pass, but he kind of breaks loose from the pack there. And that can be dangerous. And you know, you got to find a way to get in there and break that stuff up. Just a simple pass out to the flat.
That was the big problem last week. They could not stop Chippewa Valley and their offense. Here's Davis, look out. They have to down him immediately, just past the line or right at the line, and Andrew Jowett just did that. And why not, Tom? He's got Ow in his name.
Yeah, that's good football name. Absolutely good football name.
So it'll be 2nd and it looks like a short 7 from here. Ball at about the 22-yard line.
When you've got the speed of a Chippewa Valley, you really need to put your pads on them hard every single time you hit them. You have to wear them down.
Alward, the quarterback. 2nd down and 7 from the 22. They send the man in motion. Alward, handoff, left side. Big Reds do a good job getting over there. He got a couple first, and that'll bring up 3rd down.
The important thing is that you just keep, it's like 2 heavyweight boxers. You got to get those body shots in, because if you don't, he'll just plug away at you. You got to break him down little by little.
Kyrell Williams on the carry. Again, the sizes of these two schools, they really don't compare. Kind of a big advantage for Chippewa Valley's side, but that's what happens in the playoffs in the MAC.
Yep.
3rd down and 3. Davis, close. And I think he's got it. He got most of that right off the initial hole.
The speed that he hits that hole with, and it was a big hole, which doesn't help, is impressive. He's going to be hard to stop.
Chippewa Valley big up front, as you'd expect. They've got some big guys up there. Big Reds, they've got the athletes, though, so you never know. They can match them athletically, maybe not as far as size goes. 5:47 left in the first, still no score. Chippewa Valley is driving here in the playoffs. To the outside, Kyrell Williams tries to cut up field, avoids Mike Page, but not a whole horde of Big Red tacklers. Emmanuel Lopez among them, Page again. And a good job by Jowett again.
That's the way you have to tackle a guy like that because he's so quick and so elusive that one guy generally is not going to do it. You got to get everybody else on that team to be making their way over there to get to the tackle.
Here you go.
I mean, because these are just simple handoffs, but he's got such great speed and can find that hole. And this is a perfect Port Huron High Big Red. Where, yeah, they just go in the gang tackle. That's the way it has to be done.
Second down now. They say 6. Fake. Rollout. Caught. 5. Touchdown. Chippewa Valley strikes first in the battle of the Big Reds.
Very well constructed play for Chippewa Valley.
Ricky Shorkey on the reception, and it's 6. The Michigan Wolverines, Tom, they love this play, that bootleg.
Yeah. Anytime that you can get that defense moving in a different direction from where you plan on going, and they bite on it, and they did bite on it. It's just a little pop pass over the middle, really.
Linebackers may need to be aware of that play, certainly as the game continues. Extra point try. Chippewa Valley trying to go up 7-0, and Big Reds are offside on the extra point.
Now, anytime if I'm a high school coach, anytime that I'm going for an extra point, there's an offside, you're getting half the distance. I go for 2 at this point.
And even nothing fancy if you're going to go for 2 right now. Maybe even a sneak.
Just dive it. Yeah, well,
because you got
sneak.
no yards to get, really.
Right.
So they're going to kick it again anyway. So the extra point try. Chippewa Valley trying to go up 7-0. They've struck first. Again in the battle of Big Reds. Big Reds offside again for a second time. Well, you got to go for 2 now, don't you?
I would think. Well, I would have gone in the first place, so now, yeah, definitely I am.
It's offside offense.
Oh, wow.
Okay. But, to echo your point there, Tom, I think you definitely go for 2 that time if it was offside.
Sure, if it's offside, you do. I mean, then you're within a yard. That is quarterback sneak time, and a pretty easy one, too.
So now the extra point will be attempted for what? A 3rd time here. Ghosts have hit the field. It's not Halloween till next week, but seeing some freaky things thus far.
Well, first game of the playoffs. Everybody's got jitters.
Well, we'll see. They don't jump this time. Snap placed down. It's up, and it's good. So a 7-0 lead now, Chippewa Valley. 4:59 to go in the first. Again, CPHS Channel 6, Derek Work, the Big D, and Hyde, Tom Hyde.
Well, good first half so far. The Big Reds really need to jump on the back of their guy there, the big number 3, and get this ball down the field. They got to take it back down, get it down that field, and get some points back. High school game officials are making the right call for kids across the state through Officials for Kids, a fundraising partnership between the Michigan High School Athletic Association and Children's Miracle Network Hospitals. The Officials for Kids program is a fundraising effort with pledges already committed to various local officials, associations across the state to help improve children's health care in Michigan. For more information about the Officials for Kids, visit the officials page at MHSAA website, a public service message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association and CPHS 6.
Off kickoff. Big Red's going to get this ball back. Let's get nasty again, Port Huron. At the 1, Taddy quickly. Up 15, down to 14. Well, Taddy, good initial speed burst. Got most of that kickoff return on that first speed burst, but the Big Red's going to start their next drive just shy of the 15-yard line. Again, this is CPHS, Channel 6, the Port Huron Area School District television station. Again, Derek Work, the Big D, Hyde, Tom Hyde. Well, Tom, Chippewa Valley has struck first. We're not real surprised by this, but now it comes down to how well Port Huron will respond.
Well, it's all punch counter punch at this point. When a team gets ahead of you, they really do have to construct a good offensive series here.
Taddy to the outside, gets to the 15, and maybe a gain of 1, if that. I tell you, Chippewa Valley's getting over there in a big hurry.
Well, size and speed, that's a dangerous combo. And I think that's exactly what Port Huron Big Reds are dealing with right now with Chippewa Valley. They're big, they're fast.
Well, my Big D's big 3 keys to winning the game tonight, I thought, for the Big Reds. Jordan Brown, again, if he's healthy at all, he simply must play, and he is playing in this one. There was a question mark about that entering the game tonight. But again, entire key to this team as a rusher, passer, and a leader. 2, stop the Chippewa Valley rushing attack. So far, not really doing that. We'll talk about more as the game continues. Chris Taddy, right side, he's got the blocking this time to the outside to the 35, now up 40. Chris Taddy to the 44. Big scamper, Big Reds again. So far, Chris Taddy coming up big in a first down.
One of these guys is going to have to pull away from the pack. Now, I know he's done it all year, and he's been a great player all year, but they even have to step it up even further. He needs to have the biggest game of his life tonight to make. I mean, this is just pure speed around the corner, and I like to see that. But look how quickly Chippewa Valley catches him.
When Brown is hurt, you've got to go to Taddy, and he's going to be aware of it. He's got to have a great game tonight. He's got to.
Yeah, to win they do, because Brown is just not as mobile. We can see him limping.
First down. Backup tailback. I believe this is Bankston. And he got 1, maybe 2. And you can see when Brown runs over to get the last-minute instructions or a new play call from Ryan Mullins, he is kind of limping a little bit, kind of gingerly walking over there.
Well, he's his own greatest weapon because he's able to run the way that he does. He opens up his own passing. So you take that little bit away from that little edge that he has with most speed and the size that he has because of this high ankle sprain, and it really affects play.
From the 47 now, 2nd and 8. Big Reds from Port Huron having trouble stopping Chippewa Valley Big Reds. This is Taddy again to the right side. They might have something here as the game continues to go along. And we have a late hit, Chippewa Valley. Oh, there's a big plus. Taddy got hammered late out of bounds, and that is dangerous over there tonight.
If they can get into the head of the Chippewa Valley Big Reds, it's a big advantage to them. This is their home. This is their backyard. Nobody likes to get pushed around in their own backyard, including the Big Reds. And they've got this whole grudge they have because last week really got away from them. So they've got even more of an ambition to win. Get in their heads, get your plays, play into your game, and take Chippewa Valley out of theirs.
Again, to keep with those keys to winning tonight, 1 again was Jordan Brown and how well he does. 2, stop Chippewa Valley's rushing attack. Again, I think the Big Reds just got manhandled last week when Brown was done. And number 3, I said this, and it's a big, big key, Tom. Don't be intimidated by this Mac Red powerhouse. Dave Taddy, we heard what he said at the beginning of the broadcast. He said basically, those kids are the same age as us. They're no different. Let's take it to them.
Yeah, and what it comes down to is school size and what kind of athlete you can draw. Chippewa Valley probably having 1,000 more students than Port Huron High. And it makes a difference, but he's right. They're the same kids. They're the same age. And when it comes down to it, I don't care if you've got 22 guys in your school. If they're the best 22 guys around, you're in trouble anyway. So just go out there and play your game, and there's a shot of the PHHS 6 traveling party van.
But nobody's around. It looks like a ghost van. Well, Halloween is next week, as mentioned. But, Tom, is this always going to be a game where, should the Port Huron Big Reds lose in this game, and not to jinx them at this stage, but should they lose, is it always going to be a game where people are going to look back and say, well, what if Jordan Brown was 100%? Or what if he came into the game and did this or that?
Well, I think there is a ton of armchair quarterbacks out there. And, we've gotten to speak with a couple of them. Well, I didn't get to speak with them, but they call in. And, as far as, yeah, I mean, there always is what would have been, it's hard. And when you lose a great athlete like that, you never know. And all you can really do is try as a team to overcome this injury, win this game, and have them healthy for either Dakota or Lance Cruz next week.
Run formation, definitely. Taddy behind blocking, got maybe 1.
Taddy off the right side.
Many tacklers over there for Chippewa Valley. Among them, 27, Tyler Beverin. So they're continuing to ride Taddy. Well, the Big Reds last week were trying to finish at 8-1, or at least if they won last week, they would have been 8-1. If they would have done so, they would have been the first Big Red team, listen to this, since 1953 to go 8-1. How's that?
There's been a lot of good football, a lot of good athletes come through Port Huron High, but they just can't seem to have those real big seasons. And, they've got a definite shot at getting that number 8 tonight.
Another run formation on 2nd and 7 from the 31. Taddy gets a good block, cuts upfield 30, down 25. And close to a first down. Chris Taddy getting some great yards. Hands down the player of this first quarter for PH.
I think for Port Huron to win this game, they have to do exactly what they're doing. They have to slow down this Chippewa Valley team, and that means going down the field little chunks at a time. It's going to be tough tonight. A lot of rain, a lot of slime out there now. And there's just, it's greasy, it's ugly because it's been raining, misting for a couple hours. But a good tactic is to get this team, Chippewa Valley anyway, out of their playbook.
Simply put, though, with Jordan Brown, without Jordan Brown, either way, PH simply couldn't stop a very talented Chippewa Valley offense last week, and that's basically what it came down to. First down, though, Port Huron right now.
Well, the advantage to playing the same team 2 weeks in a row is the fact that it's fresh in your mind. And you definitely have scouting tapes on them because you played them last week.
But again, Dre Davis, 18 carries, 185 yards, and 2 touchdowns last week at Chippewa Valley. It's pretty obvious if you're Coach Mullins, you've got to focus on stopping.
Yeah, I looked at the box scores, and I really think Port Huron High let this game get away from them.
Taddy, good block again, cuts up field, got maybe 4 more.
And you might see him get a record for PH as far as how many times he touches the ball tonight.
And you're obviously, not just because both these two teams run the ball, run all the time, but because of the wet field and the weather conditions and the drizzly weather right now, you got to think it favors the run team. Not really anybody in this game because, again, they both run, but we expect to see a lot of handoffs in this game. No doubt about it.
And there should be. Even if you're a passing team, you're going to not pass as much tonight.
2nd and 5 from the 19. Taddy having a great game so far. Cuts upfield 15, 14. And carried out of bounds, 17. Going to get credit for that tackle, Steve Pelkey.
Great open field tackle, actually, because he's a shifty guy. He'll get around you if you don't concentrate on what you're doing out there. So that was a really good open field tackle.
First down, Port Huron.
Oh, Chris Taddy, another first down. He is really racking some serious yards in this game so far. This team, as much as it is Jordan Brown's team, it is also Chris Taddy's team. And a senior coming back next year. So tell me he doesn't have a future.
Yeah, he's got a ton of talent, and he's going to get next year is going to be even better than this.
They can get a first down without scoring here. Taddy, another handoff. Lowers his head to about the 10.
A huge hole that the Big Reds really opened up there that time. But Chippewa Valley's so fast, it closes dramatically fast.
But it's almost like they've woken up here. In the last about 4 runs from Chris Taddy, it looks like they've almost come alive, aggressive blocking, and especially up front. The last couple of runs, they've owned the line, I think.
Yeah, and you look at the size of that hole, it's big. So the Port Huron High Big Reds offensive line doing their job, and it's really up to Taddy to find that hole, hit it quick, and hope for the best.
Number 10, Blake Lamarand. Another tackler for Chippewa Valley on that last one. 2nd and 6 from the 10. Taddy the other way this time. Gets a hole again. Upfield. Touchdown, Big Reds.
Yeah, we'll see this on the replay, but he made a great cut back to the middle of the field. A lot of coaches will tell you hit the outside, but the running backs that are really good know you go back to the inside because everybody's looking out.
Again, you can stamp U.S. mail on Chris Taddy on that one. He was that whole drive, and wow, was he impressive.
And here it is, just real quick through that's his key right there. And right here is it, boom. He just hits that cut, and he's in. He's going to have to come up big the rest of the game.
And he's going to try and get every point for him on this drive. Chris Taddy splits the uprights. A Chris Taddy run and a Chris Taddy extra point, and he's tied this game with Chippewa Valley. 17 seconds to go in the first. We're deadlocked, 7-0. You gotta love it, Port Huron. Playoff football on CPHS Channel 6. Port Huron High Big Reds Football Network.
Exactly what the Port Huron Big Reds needed to do. They needed to come back. They needed to tie this ball game up, just on psychological level. They needed to tie this up. They needed to show Chippewa Valley that they meant it.
Outstanding work again by the Big Reds up front on that drive. Wow, their blocking was superb, and Taddy ran through the holes he was given.
It's the best I've seen the offensive line for the Big Reds look. I mean, they're really making huge holes, and when you got a guy like Taddy, small holes are usually good for him, but when you get one that size, he's going to get some yardage, and he's really got to carry the weight of this team on his back.
And no big secret, this Big Red offense is really geared toward the run. The run of Brown first and foremost, the run of Taddy secondly. So they've got to have a strong offensive line, and they've played strong in previous weeks anyway. But especially, as you mentioned, Tom, on this drive, they know they've got to come up big tonight with a hobbly Brown. So far, so good.
Well, unlike the rest of the year, when you're in the playoffs, you lose, you go home. And it's basketball season. So, you got to put that weight behind it, too. These guys want to play, get a chance at Dakota or L'Anse Creuse North, or L'Anse Creuse, I think. They got to win.
Let's get nasty. Port Huron off kickoff and playoff football again. Kickoff taken 7, now up 10 to the 15 and to the 20 to the 25. Here's the game-breaking speed of the Mac Red powerhouse to the 43. Oh, I'm telling you, once he cut there, my goodness, is that Dre Davis there?
It's really dangerous, the speed he has and his eyesight, and he can really move up that field.
It was Davis. Wow, did he turn on the afterburners, didn't he?
All he's doing here is
right
now he's just looking for the hole, and once you see it, you'll see him turn it on right there. And that's just speed. That's pure speed.
First and 10, here's Davis again. Look at him avoid tackle, and 10, 15, 20. Out past the 40 to the 39 and a first down, Chippewa Valley. Well, that's going to do it for the first quarter. Very, very exciting first quarter at that. This is CPHS Channel 6. Again, the Port Huron Area School District television station. For Hyde, Tom Hyde, Derek Work, the Big D, the second quarter. After this, as we look at an injured DeAndre Bankston getting up. We hope that's not serious. Back in a moment. Channel 6, CPHS. Second quarter action about to begin from Memorial Stadium. MHS AA playoff action. Derek Work, the Big D, Hyde, Tom Hyde. Again, CPHS Channel 6. A great first quarter of action, Tom. Front to back, it was deadly in a 7-7 game, but again, Chippewa Valley continues to drive. Big Red's defense largely ineffective against this great ground attack.
They're quick and they're big, and they can really get around those corners and hit the holes quick. The defense of the Big Reds really needs to, like I said, pull the bootstraps up and really start fighting hard.
From the 39, first and 10, Chippewa Valley. Immediate give, big fullback. That's the problem. They're getting 3 and 4 by the time the tacklers are even getting there.
They can score so quickly that's why Port Huron needs to slow this game down. And that means defensively, too. You can't just let them just keep poking away at it. You got to get them in some third and long situations.
Mike Page on the tackle there. By the way, I thought it was a crock that Mike Page was not nominated on the list for the top players in the area. I couldn't believe when I read that. Bankston was on it, he deserves it. Brown was on it, he deserves it. But Page, and look at Page right there. One of the best players on the team, bar none. I couldn't believe he wasn't nominated for it. He made the tackle there, but up for a Chippewa Valley first down.
Yeah, unfortunately, people don't see every game, and we're fortunate enough to see most of the games that the Big Reds play, at least at home. And so we're a little bit more intimate with what we know about these guys. These writers, I'm sure they try their best, and they get who they think deserves it. And there are some people that are great and should be on that list that are left off.
Well, certainly Brown deserves it. He's in a class all by himself. And again, congratulations to DeAndre Bankston, who was on that list, I think 9th. They're going to get him deep in the backfield. Yes, they jump him late after he avoided initial tackling, but eventually they did get Kyrell Williams on the run there, and he didn't get much.
But he's still juking in the backfield, even when there's 3 or 4 Big Reds around him. He's still moving. He's still trying to find the hole.
On the tackle.
Well, Dre Davis, 180-some yards last week, but let's not forget Williams, this guy here, 115 last week in his own right, so very talented.
Yeah, they've got a lot of weapons all lined up in a row.
2nd and 8. from the 27. Chippewa Valley continues to do whatever they want to on offense against Port Huron. Allworth, the QB, they trip him up again. Not much, and that's a huge play because that's going to bring up 3rd and long.
And a great defensive play. Stayed low, kept his eyes where the ball carrier was, and got a hand on his leg.
I believe Wilcox on the tackle for the Big Reds. Matt Wilcox, that is. 6 foot, 255-pound junior and one of the big meat eaters up front.
Yeah, just a great defensive play here. Kept low, that's the key to that play.
Huge play here for the Big Red defense. 3rd and 7 from the 26. Play fake, they come late to get him. Oh, it's caught on the outside again to the 30, now 25, and dives forward to the 20. Again, Shorkey wide open.
Great composure for the Chippewa Valley quarterback that time. A lot of pressure, and don't take away from that catch. It was a great catch.
But again, the pressure on Allworth came from the side Allworth threw to, and usually that dictates a guy open every time.
Yeah, it means there's a mismatch somewhere when you kind of get through there clean.
So 1st and goal now from the 9 for Chippewa Valley. PH needs a turnover, really. On a wet night at Memorial Stadium, playoff football action. Dre Davis, good night.
Touchdown.
6 points, touchdown, Chippewa Valley.
You know, it's not only that guy can cut,
Wow.
but he can cut and accelerate at the same time, and that's hard to stop.
Folks, we're watching the best back we've seen at this stadium all year long. Bar none. You can see it.
Illegal shift.
Illegal shift, they're bringing it back, so that's a definite plus for the Big Reds. But look at the speed, Tom.
Yeah, I mean, it's just stupid how fast he's. I mean, watch him off the cut, and he's just gone. That's just explosive speed that very few running backs that you see will have.
So this could be a real big play here.
From the 14.
From the 14 now. Still 1st down. They can't get a 1st down. They must score. Allward giving to Davis again. Missed tackle. Oh, too easy. See you later.
Davis.
Adios, amigo. 6.
And that is just coming from pure great blocking from Chippewa Valley at this point.
Right, he wasn't even tested there at all.
I mean, you and I could have probably ran in there on that one. And really,
Well, me maybe.
It's not a cut on the Big Reds defense. What they need to do is they need to really start to get aggressive with these guys and start bullying them around a little bit.
I also want to give a shout out tonight because I promised him I would. Mr. Mike at the gate that lets people in over there. He let us in today and he said, "You and Hyde do a great job." Well, thank you. And of course I'm going to give a shout out to somebody who says that.
Sure.
So Mr. Mike from the Big D to you, that's for you, man. And he might even live at that gate. I don't know. Does he have a tent down there?
He might. He's there consistently, that's for sure.
Hope he's got a heater anyway.
He can come up and sit with us right now. No matter what happening on the playing surface, no matter what the other team is doing, no matter what you think the officials are doing, sportsmanship matters. Sportsmanship defines us. It is one of those things that reveals our true character. Sportsmanship is what matters in educational athletics. For more information about sportsmanship, go to the website at mhsaa.com. A public service message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association and CPHS 6.
Well, again, last week, Chippewa Valley, no big secret by now, a 49-14 victory in Chippewa Valley over our Big Reds. But the Big Reds in that game really kind of beat themselves up, if you will. 3 turnovers. To Chippewa Valley's just 1. Obviously, in games that are this big, you got to win the turnover battle. So far, so good for Port Huron in this one. They haven't turned the ball over. They're still trailing, but stopping this Chippewa Valley team is a little bit easier said than done.
You can't afford to have turnovers.
Off kickoff, and let's get nasty again. Port Huron end zone, and they'll just call the touchback as number 1 catches it, Josh Nichols.
Yeah, you can't afford, especially it's a playoff team. I mean, there are no real there's no bad teams left. Chippewa Valley coming into the 6-3, it really doesn't indicate how good they are. But you can't afford to turn the ball over to them because they're just too explosive on offense.
Well, the good thing about that long drive by Chippewa Valley and even the penalties, it gave Chris Taddy a good long rest, despite the fact that they did score, because Taddy really a one-man wrecking crew tonight.
He's going to need the rest because he's going to get a lot of carries.
From the 20, 1st and 10, here he is again. Chris Taddy among right side, Fine spin move after a gain of 1 and maybe 2, and that's it. Just basically hit a linebacker, and that was that.
Up about 1.
Got 1 to the left.
8 on a tackle. Stop. Help from Shorkey.
Well, total stats on the ground last week. PH 32 for 220. Not bad, but Chippewa Valley last week, Tom, 41 for 380.
Yeah, anytime you let up over, well, really over 200 yards, you're in jeopardy, let alone 380. Though I didn't see the game, reading the box scores and the people that were there, Chippewa Valley just kind of exploded at one point and got a massive amount of points and really took the wind out of the sails of the Port Huron High Big Reds.
From the 22, 2nd and 8. Taddy to the outside. He's got a lot of heart, and he runs with it, boy. The 22 out of bounds, I think, somewhere around the 23 and the 24. And that'll bring up 3rd down.
Driven out of bounds.
Well, Chippewa Valley, you can see they've really got a size and a height mismatch on the Big Reds. But this Taddy, like, he runs with so much heart. Look at that.
And as quick as he gets around that corner.
That's a late hit, too.
Yeah, it is.
My goodness.
They let it go. And you really got to be careful at Memorial Stadium because that wall is real close.
Oh, I can't believe they let that go.
Yeah, and he was standing right there, too.
Terrible.
So.
I didn't even notice that. From the 24, 3rd and 6. Brown bobbles a snap again. Avoids the sack. Outside, caught. Nice job at the 40. 1st down, Big Reds. Brad Davies. Well, they're saying no catch, and I don't know about this one.
I'm telling you, he was. It's right in front of us. He was in. It was clearly in.
They're saying he bobbled the ball. I don't know. And the crowd's letting him know about it. I'm sure you can hear that up here.
Yeah, and I'm sure we got a replay coming up. It's
well, we've got to see this one again.
That's just. Maybe we're wrong, and that's why it's nice to have, replay, but, boy, that looked clean to me.
Well, I saw the ref kind of give he was bobbling the ball kind of thing, but I don't agree with that. That is a heck of an effort.
Yeah, it was a great catch.
Brad Davies, tough luck, buddy. Taddy, now the punt. Good pass by Brown a minute ago, too, might I add. This punt is a boomer by Taddy. Oh, mama. 15. 14.
That'll work.
Well, I think you can kind of tell by now he's an all-star soccer player, can't you?
Well, he's got the leg, I'll tell you that much.
Whew. That, folks, is a pro punt.
Yeah. I mean, sure, that he got a good bounce, but still. There's not a lot of people that can kick that ball that far.
A 60-plus yard punt.
And here we go. Little bobble off the snap there, a little rollout. Great composure with him. And here's the money.
Well, you can't really tell there, but you know what? I don't see the ball being bobbled, do you?
I don't see the ball being bobbled, and if maybe that 2nd foot got out of bounds, maybe.
Kyrell Williams, I tell you, this defense has got to step up. They've got to find guys that are going to step up and make these tackles. Crowd, I think, itching for a fumble or something.
Well, a game like this really carries a bunch more emotion. I mean, you got these guys. These guys really want to win. Now, I don't know when Port Huron High's last playoff win was.
Well, that's going back, and you're looking at me, and I can't tell you. But
yeah, I mean, and it's funny because it's just, people love their high school football in this area.
You know what? They might not have one.
Yeah, I don't know. I know they've got some mythical state championships, but 2nd
down. Dre Davis hit hard, but he gets too many easy yards after the hit. 1st down, Chippewa Valley.
So you hit him and he still pops around, sort of Barry Sanders-esque.
It's just not fair, though, because when you've got a great back like Dre Davis.
And here it is again.
Oh, that's a catch. Was that the ball or his foot?
That was his foot. No, I think that was a catch.
That's the 3rd time, or 2nd or 3rd time we've seen that replay, Tom. I'm telling you. Allward off the fake. Page tries to get over there. Now Michael Johnson has to knock him out of bounds.
Driven out of bounds by Jowett.
And he's eventually brought down by Andrew Jowett and Tyrell.
And I hate to say this about any. I don't like to badmouth anybody, but I think that official got swayed by the Chippewa Valley player.
Right. And that is odd considering he's directly in front of the Big Red bench when he's making that call.
It's a gutsy move.
So you know if you go against it, you're going to hear about it, right?
With this crowd, yeah. You hear about it across 24th Street.
From the 32, 2nd and 6. They give to Davis again around right side. Look out, Scout.
Great play.
Good open field tackle, Jordan Galanos.
Davis.
Got him by the feet, and that's hard to do with a guy like that.
Well, it's the speed, the agility, and for you to get him on that. But you're going to have to. You know, in week 10 in the first playoff game, you better be able to tackle anybody you can by any means you can.
3rd and 1.
The play yet again.
Here we go.
EJ earning his money down there tonight.
Yeah, it's a catch.
Yeah.
That's a catch.
Yep. That's a horrible call. I'm sorry, but it is. You got to be honest up here, right? Dre Davis, and he didn't get it. Mike Page. Oh, baby.
That was on a 3rd and 1, and that is just great defensive back guy coming up and just smacking pads.
How many times have I seen it this year where Mike Page comes in through a hole and they don't consider him?
Well, he certainly made my top 25.
Right. Oh, I think he's the best player out there, really.
Defensively, he's quick, he's strong, and mostly, I think he's a smart player.
It's funny because the week before that list was tallied or created, if you will, Page made, I swear, 80% of the tackles.
Yeah.
4th down and 2, a huge play. Will the Big Reds come and get him? They almost jump. They do jump. Oh, my goodness. How many times in one game is this going to happen?
You go on the ball. As a defensive lineman, defensive end, you need to be staring at that football out of the corner of your eye, focusing on it, and you go on movement, not sound.
I was thinking earlier when it happened twice on the extra point try, I was thinking, well, good, maybe they've got it out of their system now. Maybe it's good that it's happening twice on this extra point try.
Right, get the jitters out, but they better pull it together.
Well, Chippewa Valley's got a lot of this football field to go here. That's the one advantage for the Big Red defense, but man, guys have got to make some plays here. Allward, play fake over the middle, that's caught. Tobolowski, the huge tight end, made it look very easy. And I talk about huge, how about this? 6'5", 195.
Yeah, he's a big one, and he might not be the fastest guy in the world, but he's 6'5". And when you're on a high school football team and you're 6'5", 200 pounds, you're going to do some damage.
This game right now is not even about making adjustments. I can see they're going to go into the half, Tom, and make adjustments. Here's the replay, by the way. They're going to go in and make adjustments, but do they really have to? I think they're playing well. It's just Chippewa Valley's a talented football.
Yeah, they're playing fine. They just need, they need to get a couple breaks. They need to not jump off sides on 4th and 2.
Right. They might have done it again here. But I don't think, aggressiveness.
Right.
I think they've got it right now. I think they're playing at a good level. And they're at home, and you got the crowd, so there's a lot that they can take from this first half, even if it is 14-7 going in.
Yeah, and if they can keep it at 14-7, it would be a big bonus. I think what happened there was a lot of times centers will move the ball a little bit. Now, it's not really illegal. It's kind of a call of the official. But maybe that's why they've jumped off 3 sides. This center is moving the ball a little bit too much when he's setting.
1st down and 15 off the penalty. From the 46, plenty of time. Pump fake. Now he airs it out deep. Off Michael Johnson and then off the wide out. Oh, Michael Johnson got lucky there, but he had good positioning. Intended receiver Chris Satilli, and it's incomplete.
You got to watch on those play action fakes, man, because if you bite on them, you're going to get burned, and really almost caught that deflection.
Well, that's one of those hold your breath kind of plays. Johnson just kind of batted at it with his hand there. Here's the replay. Do you think they bought that pump?
I did.
Yeah, he got a piece of it.
Yeah, he got a piece of it. That really made the difference. That's all you need sometimes.
2nd down and 15 now. After their long throw, they're going to keep conservative here now. Kyrell Williams, too many easy yards. Got maybe 8 of that back, and it's going to bring up 3rd down.
For Chippewa Valley. Knocked out of bounds at
Fort Huron Big Reds need to just really settle down into this. You got 3 minutes, 11 seconds before halftime. You need to create something here if you're the defense of the Big Reds. You need to create a turnover. You need to get an interception. You can't let up a big play at this point. it's just too big of a hill to climb against a team like Chip to go into halftime at 21-7.
Total yardage and time of possession right now far exceeded in Chippewa Valley's favor here. From the 36, 3rd and 5, late pressure. Oh, he missed the tackle. Airs it out, but it's incomplete anyway. Oh, they had Elworth lined up there and they missed him.
You got to keep pressure on him, so good pressure, but you got to wrap him up. You can't let him pass that ball. Get your arms around him.
And the correct play call defensively because you're coming at him right where he's rolling out.
Yeah, and I don't think defensive coordinators get enough props, if you will. But yeah, so far, I think the defensive coordinator for the Port Huron Big Reds really smart game so far.
When you talk about pure athletes, this is one of the best defenses I've seen Port Huron have ever, honestly. They're not always consistent, but they can make plays. Boy, do they need it right now. 4th and 5 from the 36, and they want a timeout. So finally I can say, Tom, the Big Reds did not jump offside.
Yeah, well, fool me once, shame on me. Or shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me.
Well, what do you think of the first half so far? It's been a very strong first half, and you can certainly say the Big Reds in the game, and that's all they can ask for.
I'm a little surprised at the pure speed of the Chip team. Chippewa Valley really quick, offensive linemen playing very well for them, and really right now what's keeping this Port Huron High Big Red team in this game is the fact that the defense for the Big Reds have stepped up a bit. And really, you have to stop this team. So I think this game comes down to being on the back of the defense of the Port Huron High Big Reds.
Well, that was a CPHS employee showing what towels can be used for. I don't know if I'd recommend using them for that, but, Here's a huge play. 4th and 5 from the 36. Allward, the give. Davis. They're just not stepping up and making that tackle. There's a first down.
Davis on the carry. Not by Jelen.
The problem is, what would drive me crazy if I'm Coach Mullins right now, you see how well these kids can run. You see how well Davis and Williams are going, okay? Make the yardage they get tough to get. Don't let them just kind of walk in for the first 3 or 4,
Sure.
Smoke them.
Well, you can't give them that much of a head start. You give a guy, it's like shooting them out of a cannon. You got to get your defensive linemen to really kind of dive into their gaps. Bear crawl into it on hands and knees. And this is close. This is going to be close.
He just got it by, what, an inch?
Couldn't have been more than an inch.
Man, oh man, that is a huge call. Oh boy.
And right now, the official gods aren't really on the side of the Big Reds this game so far. An obvious missed pass, which we went over a couple times. And something like that, when it comes down to an inch, it really comes down to where the official set down the ball.
Well, that Davies reception, let me tell you, that was definitely a catch. But this Big Red defense has been on the field forever, it seems. They're going to be really tired. Allward, the give. Davis battling forward, got 1, maybe 2. And actually a good job by the Big Reds this time to tackle him. Page among tacklers, as usual.
Then believe me, the longer the defense is out there for the Big Reds, the harder it will become to contain the speed of the Chippewa Valley team. It's just when you're doing twice as many plays, you're out on that field longer than your offense. It becomes troublesome deeper in the game also.
55, Tim Bartlett on the tackle as well. Good job up front by Mr. Bartlett as always. 2 wideouts, 2 back set. Allward. Give to the right side. They've got to get over there in a hurry. Davis cuts upfield to the 14 and possibly to the 13.
And I hate to keep going over this, but his pure speed through the hole and the way he can just accelerate is amazing.
Yeah, because they're over there setting up and waiting for him.
Yeah, they're setting up. They're waiting for him to come. You can't let this guy come to you. You got to go to him. And you'll see it right here. He just... this is average speed right here. And then watch when he gets to the defenders. He just shoots through. He's like a bullet. Good hit at the end.
They've got some mammoth linemen, too, let me tell you. Allward, handoff, nothing this time. A whole horde of Big Red tacklers. Page again among them. 14 as well, Tyrell. And you can name a couple more, too.
Yeah, and they're shifting a couple guys in and out right now, which is a smart idea. Get some fresh bodies in there.
This is a real big minute 14. But if I'm Chippewa Valley, Davis is the guy who's going to get this for me. They've got Williams in there as the lone setback. Again, 2 wide, both on each side. Back to pass, Howard, airing it out, end zone. Johnson picked off out of bounds. Oh, what a dandy that is, and it couldn't have come at a better time for the Big Reds.
Well, with 50 seconds to go and they're breathing down your neck, that's what you needed. That's the turnover, and that's how the defense needs to step up and play.
That is an absolute huge play at the right time. That's the play of the half.
Oh, it has to be. Good pressure on the quarterback made him throw a little bit soft on that, and he just went and got it, and that's what the Big Red defense needed.
He's been big all year, Michael Johnson, 24, let me tell you.
Yeah, just, you know what, he let it float too much a bit.
That's got to go deeper. It's got to go a lot deeper. It's got to be basically, Tom, where the wideout only can get that.
Yeah, I'd rather have you throw it out the end of the end zone
Right.
than to throw it up soft like that.
I guess the question here now, seeing that Chippewa Valley has 1 timeout left, do you kneel?
Well, what are we on? We're on like the 2-yard line. I don't know if you have room to kneel.
Well, you might have on 1 play.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to get away with it more than twice.
Well, Taddy's going to get the football then.
You know, I say jam it up the middle. Just try 1 or 2 yards will do.
Okay, let me rephrase it then. Taddy gets a couple handoffs, gets maybe 4 yards. Do you start kneeling?
Yeah.
Do you play it safe and just get out of here?
I do, yeah. You're too
Okay.
deep. You're too deep. Too many bad things can happen. And then, like I said before, he just kind of floated it too much, and it was great defensive play on the Big Reds part.
Oh, what a huge play that was. Man, I cannot tell you how big that was. Time of possession right now is just huge
Well,
in
yeah,
Chippewa's
it's ridiculous in one way. You know, on a night like this where you can see the rain coming down right there, the ball's slippery, anything can happen. So, yeah, this Chippewa Valley team, strong, fast, big. There's the big guy down the truck. I hate to take your line. Hey, there you go. Hey, EJ.
Big fella in the truck, EJ
Big
Shea.
fella. I always screw that up.
And he's smiling.
Handsome man.
He wasn't too happy
I'll
when he
say.
came up here earlier. At least he's smiling
Well,
now.
no, I screwed up I was told what to do and I refused to, apparently.
Brown. Inside his 5, QB sneak. That's probably the extent of his running he's going to get today. And what a shame. And you know what, Tom? To answer my own question earlier, I am going to be one of these guys that's going to go home tonight and say, what if Jordan Brown was healthy?
Well, you never know. Could he have made a game-breaking thing already? Maybe could he have 2 touchdowns already? You just don't know, and that's why I don't like to dwell on it, because you just don't know, and it's not going to matter one way or the other when it comes down to it, because you know it really comes down to either you win or you lose.
Big Reds are letting this clock run right down, and Chippewa Valley, strangely enough, they're going to let them do it. They figure the timeout alone won't do it, and they might as well just let them go. Well, got some yardage there, but that's going to officially end the first half of play. Tom, quick word from you. What do the Big Reds have to do differently coming out for the second?
You know what? I think they're doing all right. I think they're in this game because they're playing well on defense, and they have to get a couple breaks. They lost a couple breaks earlier in the quarter. 1 second still left on the clock here for some reason. I don't know why you would call your timeout with 1 second.
The only thing I can think of is maybe you're thinking he might fumble one more snap. That's all I can really.
Well, I just kneel on it.
Well, you can still fumble that snap.
Yeah, I guess, but
It's rare, I guess,
Yeah.
but you got a timeout, you got to use it, I guess, right?
I suppose. They're free.
Well, apparently the Big Reds all watched last Sunday night's playoff selection show, and I was watching it on Fox Sports Net Detroit. Did you see it?
I did not.
Okay. They're watching it in their weight room. And after the announcement was made, head coach Ryan Mullins told his team, you guys got what you deserved with a home game. It's a great opportunity, and we get a shot for some redemption. Obviously from last week.
Right.
But is that how they're looking at this, do you think, right now? Redemption, or is that completely out of their heads from last week?
No, it can't be. It's exactly, I agree with the coach 100% there. It's exactly what I would have said.
Well, one final second. It's a matter of snapping and kneeling, and that's what they do, and that will end the first half of play from Memorial Stadium. MHS AA playoffs from Memorial Stadium. Derek Work, the Big D. Hyde, Tom Hyde, CPHS Channel 6, Port Huron Area School District. We're after one half complete. Chippewa Valley goes into the locker room happy, but it could be a lot worse. 14-7, Chippewa Valley Big Reds over your Port Huron High Big Reds. CPHS Channel 6, back with the third in a moment.
Hey, Ben!
gentlemen, for your halftime entertainment, we now present the award-winning 190-member Big Red Marching Machine under the direction of Daniel Jacob. This year, the bands pays homage to the great 70s and 80s band Styx. We open the show with a medley of Lady and Lorelei. Drum majors Colleen Lum, Mike Schottel, and Abby Bates. Is your band ready to take the field? Band, take the field. Now the band features Rebecca Jackson on mellophone with our own rendition of Renegade and the ever-popular 80s song, Mr. Roboto. timeless classic tunes from Styx, Come Sail Away.
Welcome back to playoff football here at Memorial Stadium. Third quarter action just about to start. And again at CPHS, Channel 6, the Port Huron Area School District television station. Derek Wark, Big D, Hyde, Tom Hyde, 14-7. Chippewa Valley on top of the Port Huron High Big Reds after one half of play. Again, total yards in that first half of play, 103 total yards for PH. Chippewa Valley 163. We did not get time of possession, but Tom, we know it would have been one-sided terribly towards Chippewa Valley.
It's lopsided, there's no doubt about that. But the good sign for the Port Huron High Big Reds right now, they're in this. They're in this game. They need one or two good breaks. And to tell you the truth, they're due, because I think in the first half maybe got swindled out of a couple plays here and there. First down, and then that beautiful catch that was said it was bobbled, but I really don't think it was. So they're in it. They're here, and they're within striking distance, and that's more than you can ask.
Rushing yards for Chippewa Valley, they were 21 for 115 in that first half of play. Allward, their quarterback, 4 for 7, 1 pick, and it came at the end of the half, 57 yards passing, that's it. Davis, 13 for 83 on the ground. He is easily the best player out there. Receiving, Tobolowski, 2 for 31, and Shorkey, 2 for 27. PH, other side of the ball, rushing, 19 for 100 yards even. Jordan Brown, 1 for 3 on the pass, just 9 yards. And Page, the lone reception for those 9. So that's it. But again, we said it earlier, we'll say it again. Jordan Brown, a high ankle sprain. What would become of this one if he was 100%? Very, very close. One possession game. Big Reds kicking off to Chippewa Valley. And let's get nasty again, Port Huron. And it bounces into the end zone, and that's probably the best place for it, considering Davis lurks.
Well, so much speed, so much talent in the Chippewa Valley running backs that might be your best shot. Just kick, if you can, kick it through. Squib kick it. Don't let him get a grab on that grass and get going, because he is just the acceleration of this guy. I know you mentioned earlier that maybe, 4.4 speed, you said, somewhere in there.
You got to think 4.4 or 4.3 the way he accelerates.
Oh, it's quick. I mean, regardless of what it is, it's faster than I want to go.
From the 20, 1st and 10, pitch out. Here he goes. Davis, look out. 15, gain of about 18, and a first down.
And of course, again, that's where he's dangerous, when the defense spreads out. And the defense is actually doing a pretty good job of stretching out that offense. But with this guy, he's so quick, he can hit those holes. It's a detriment to yourself. If you stretch it too far, he'll just find a crack.
He's very, very dangerous. And that, folks, right there just put him over 100 yards. That's first play of the third quarter of the second half. What does that tell you? Immediate give, brought down. That's a good job by Andrew Jowett, the guy with Ow in his name. That was better that time because they got penetration and they were sitting in the offensive backfield by the time he had the ball.
Well, that's always going to be the key against a team with this much quickness. And really, and I said it before, the defense of the Big Reds, I think, playing an outstanding game so far. They just need to keep it up. They need to keep creating a couple breaks here and there, and they're going to keep their offense in this. 2
wide out, 2 back set. Right behind fullback, Davis. They adjust nicely, Emmanuel Lopez. And Vincent Tyrell.
Just keep guys in the backfield. That's what you have to hope for a defense. You got to make him change into your heart of your defense.
And getting him as soon as you can. Right when he gets that football, right when he gets that handoff, so important, isn't it?
Well, it is. Even if it's just to make him not go to the hole he's supposed to, getting a hand on him deep in the backfield is the key.
3rd and 7, watch something over the middle here if you're Port Huron. Play fake, Allward, late pressure, airs it out. They step in front of it. Is it picked off? It is. Big Red interception again.
And there you go, the defense keeping them in it again. And what a great interception that was, headed toward their bench, all those people. But you could see him. You could see him accelerate, and his eyes must have been as big as saucers because he went and he got that for himself and the Big Reds.
Well, Trevor Baker stepped in front of it. That's a dandy, and here's the replay. Oh, perfect.
Yep. And, anytime you can get that quarterback on the high school level to run and pass, extremely difficult. When you play a catch out in the yard, you just stand there for the most part. But when you're running and passing, it's a whole different dimension. That's why good pressure is important.
Again, it's going to come down to heart because both these two teams right now are real close. Taddy passing the 50 pounds forward, got 7. To the 45. Basically in that first half, though, getting back to it, Chippewa Valley, we said it already, the time of possession was huge, but yardage, field position, and only 14 points on the scoreboard, Tom. What gives?
Well, it's good defense. They really played well on defense for Port Huron High.
And timely defense, would you say?
Absolutely. Sometimes that's what it takes. I don't care if a team runs down the field on me. If I can stop them in the red zone or get that pick on the 2-yard line, I'll take it.
2nd and 3 from the 45. Taddy. The little guy runs with heart. Here he goes again to the 40, to the 35, down forward to the 33, and a first down for the Big Reds.
It's going to take the best effort of these boys on the Port Huron High football team effort that they've given all season.
Look at Jordan Brown, man. He can barely walk. Man.
It's gutsy, and they just need to get him to next week, I think. And we're trying, because what a great little run here. And this run right here, this is just based on heart. There's a guy that's hungry to win this game.
Well, they're pumped up coming out here for this second half. And they should be. They've got nothing to lose. Taddy, first down, nothing. Right at the line and brought down right at the line. 14, the tackle, Alex Zerbicki
Zerbicki on the tackle.
for Chippewa Valley.
And you can't get discouraged if you're the Big Reds. Just keep fighting. Keep, getting in there, playing smash mouth football, and wear the confidence of this Chippewa Valley team down.
Again, Taddy was huge in that first half of play. I kind of lost track of the time and couldn't get all the stats, but it did say the Big Reds 100 rushing yards, and I would think Taddy's probably had about 80 plus of that, so
yeah.
He might be over 100 now.
I'm sure. Look, if he doesn't get 100 yards this game, if he doesn't have 100 yards now, I'll be surprised.
From the 31, Taddy, but he's got to hurry to the outside. No, they got over there too quick. And a loss of yards. It'll bring up third down.
Well, that is the dangerous thing about this Chippewa Valley team, is not only do they have size, but they really seem to have speed. Taddy's a real fast guy, and this Chippewa Valley team just seems to they're always on him.
You know what they say, I don't always believe it, the whole sometimes things happen for a reason kind of thing. Well, Trevor Baker, the kid who got that pick a minute ago, as there you see the replay, by the way, Taddy. Trevor Baker is the backup quarterback. Now, if he was quarterbacking in this game, he might see less time out there defensively and might not have had the opportunity to make that play. So you know what? Sometimes things do happen for a reason.
And we can, like we said earlier in the broadcast, that we can do this all day and say, well, what if?
Right.
But that's a good what if.
4 wide again, Brown to pass. And he's coming back. This is going to be a hold against the Big Reds. And I believe guilty is Tim Bartlett, but we'll see.
Flags on the play.
And they might just decline it.
Well, the offensive line has to come up big when the Big Reds drop back into the pass, because he just doesn't have the mobility that he used to. So they really have to give him superior protection.
Right, and where Brown initially was looking, it looked like it was covered, because he kind of stepped up like he was going to throw and then kind of stopped.
Right, and normally he could actually, he's got a lot of options he can do out of that. Especially with his speed and size. If that pass isn't there 3 weeks ago, he just runs it.
Well, there's 2 calls against the Port Huron High Big Reds on this one. An eligible man downfield and holding. So they're going to discuss which one they want to accept and which one they want to decline, or either way, they're going to back the Big Reds up from Port Huron considerably. And it's going to end up just shy of the 50, all the way back. That is huge considering the momentum they had.
Well, it is, and that can really stop a ball club more than anything else, is that you take when you get a penalty, and it really does. It knocks you down a bit.
Third down and a whopping 24 from the 49. Again, good evening to you from Memorial Stadium. CPHS Channel 6, Hyde, Tom Hyja, Derek Wark, the Big D. And loving this game because they're in it. It's close. It's still anybody's game despite some sloppiness from Port Huron right now. Speaking of sloppiness, Taddy ended up with the ball, and he's lucky he did. Man.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the thought was on that play. I don't know if it was a broken play, but it seemed awkward, I guess, to put it in a way of putting it. It looked awkward. The snap was high. So who knows what really happened there.
Well, you talk about the end of a drive that was really going places. There's a fine example. Taddy got that ball awkwardly and slipped too. Keep in mind, that field might still be a little bit wet. It did rain earlier.
Well, it was one of those consistent just drizzles.
From the 33, Taddy to punt. This kid knows how to punt.
Another great punt.
Takes a big red bounce, and they just let her roll to the 8, to the 7.
Another great punt. Special teams will save you sometimes. And apparently Taddy, he just wants to do everything himself.
A prime example of how punters are so often overlooked on football teams.
Yeah.
Not that he is, but punting in general.
Well, kicking in general, I think, you kind of gets overlooked. And we talked about this a few weeks ago, even on the high school level. A good kicker can really save your game, and really, that's what that punt did. It gives the Chippewa's got to go down the whole field.
That's another one over 50 yards. His first one was over 60.
His average is going to just be outrageous.
From the 7, 1st and 10. Davis to the outside. He runs with reckless abandon to the 25, up 26. And he's out of bounds on the tackle, Trevor Baker.
Tackled by Baker. Picks up a first down.
Some young Big Reds there.
5-yard line.
Getting in a game.
Yeah, they don't tackle that well yet, but, you know.
Well, he had him wrapped up, so I like I like that, that he actually was wrapped up and driving.
So 1st and 10 now from the 25. Davis, the ever dangerous Dre Davis. This is the other one. Kyrell Williams, too many yards, got 9.
Williams on the
Well, you're going to start seeing it now. You're going to start seeing the fact that the Port Huron High Big Reds defense has spent a ton of time out on the field. And you just don't have that much gas in the tank. I don't care how good a shape you are. I don't care that it's week 10. I think, you're just going to start getting more and more tired, and you're going to see the defense maybe slipping a bit, and they just can't afford it.
Well, there was about 5 players that Ryan Mullins a minute ago pulled aside and walked about 30 yards on the bench with and had a huddle and sat down and kind of talked for a bit. So he's certainly challenging a few of his players tonight, and rightfully so, and Jordan Brown was among them. He's the leader, hurt or not.
Well, it's time. You have to, as a coach, you have to take your guys and say, look, we're in this game. It's the third quarter. There's 5-6 minutes to go in the third quarter. But still, you got to get the points on the board. 7's not going to do it. It's just simply not going to do it. And right here's part of the problem is the holes that are getting blown into the line right now and the speed of the running backs with Chip.
But no big secret right now. Chippewa Valley is the favorite. We know that. They've got more to lose right now. You might say, well, how's that, Big D? Big Reds are at home. Mac Red, man. Mac Red. Immediate give fullback. Got 6, maybe 7 to the 45.
I talked to a lot of people this week knowing that we were going to call this game.
So we're famous.
A couple people that...
Infamous.
Infamous, probably. A couple people that I know, a guy to coach with actually, went to Chippewa Valley. And everyone's expecting a blowout. Everybody expected Chip to come in here and just blow them out. I'm not big into moral victories. So you still have to win this game.
From the 45, 2nd and 3. Davis. Oh, they had him wrapped up nicely right at the line to that right side. Great job, Mike Page, getting over there. But who started that? Tim Bartlett. Let me tell you, he's playing one of his better games tonight.
Loss on the play, 3rd and 5.
There's another Channel 6 employee. He came up and actually dropped off some names to read. I don't even know if I want to attempt some of them this time. This writing isn't...
Now we're just going to make up names.
Why can't they just all be Jim Smith?
They are, as far as everybody knows.
From the 42, 3rd and 6, big play, Big Reds. To pass, Allward again. Airing it out, incomplete. Excellent position, Jordan Galanos, defensively for the Big Reds.
Exactly where he had to be. And the one thing that I see a fault in the Chips offense here, it's almost a given that they're going to pass on 3rd and long.
That long almost fade, though, Tom. That has not worked all night, and they're still doing it.
Not really, so let them. If you're a Port Huron fan, let them, because it's going to get picked again. Because he floated that first interception up. And again, the defense for the Port Huron High Big Reds stepped up. Chips out there going to punt. Another chance for the offense, and that's exactly what Coach Mullins down there was talking about. I am sure that, look, 7 points isn't going to be enough.
Well, Port Huron looks a bit confused. This is good fake punt territory, have an eye. Taddy is way back, about the 20. Well, they punt it away. Taddy coming up to get it, catches it, and he gets hammered. You gotta make sure you catch that ball, knowing you're gonna get smacked. He's at about the 24.
Well, with the glory, sometimes comes the pain, and that's exactly what happened that time. Gutsy play not to fair catch it.
Port Huron on their 25.
Well, according to linebacker Mike Page on this game tonight, we were hoping for a home game. We didn't play that well last week, but it'll be different here. We'll play better, and I think they will overlook us. He's got the right attitude, that's
Right.
for sure.
Oh, yeah. And really, and then let's look to see if he did fair catch it. No, he did what he was supposed to do. He's supposed to run that ball.
The give on first down, pretty decent yardage, got half the distance. Taddy again. But is that the mindset that a lot of these MAC red teams have coming in here? Not that they disrespect you, but do they overlook some of these MAC blue teams even in a playoff game? Is Mike Page right there when he says that?
Well, here's another phone call coming. In the MAC, they do not respect the three teams that are the furthest up north: Port Huron Northern, Port Huron High, Marysville, in any sport. So they really, and I don't care what anybody says, they look down on these three teams, and they really expect to come in here and whoop us because we're just a bunch of guys from up north.
Well, maybe tonight, after tonight, it might be different. Taddy, 1, maybe 1.5, maybe 2, and that'll bring up third down.
And we've spoken weeks past about I don't like the MAC. I hate to keep saying it, but I hate it. It's every time these kids get on a bus, it's a 45-minute bus ride to teams that I've never heard about.
But when you have countless number of teams out there, I mean, what kind of system would you have? I mean, they do what they think is the best setup.
Sure. But the MAC not constructed for you to win over a 2-3 year period. You get bumped up to a higher league, and then this happens anyway, so you might as well play these guys all year.
Third down and 3 from the 32. Taddy again on the handoff. Oh, that's not going to do it on third down. See, this is where the Big Reds would be a lot more selective if Jordan Brown could run, because he could run and he could pass on the run in this sort of situation.
An injury takes away a very, very big dimension of the Big Red game plan.
Third and 4.
Earl Staffhorst, Channel 6 cameraman supreme down there.
One of those towels.
That's the first time I've seen him hold up a towel or something and have fun and not make it technical. Was that a white balance? Might still have been a white balance.
That's what it was.
Okay.
Hey, you made a joke.
I do my best, buddy.
Fake.
Another fake. Taddy forward, and he came very close. It depends on the spot. I think he's just short.
I think that, they're going to.
And the referee backed it up, and the crowd doesn't like it. He's inches short. He is.
And I'll tell you what the official did there was he went with where the knee hit the ground. I think it's a bad spot, but he backed it up a bit. The knee hit early. And boo all you want.
Official timeout for a measurement.
You're not going to get it changed.
Man, great heart though by Taddy. He almost got it. He was very, very close.
The 2007 Michigan High School Athletic Association football playoffs will culminate at Ford Field on November 23rd and 24th, with 8 champions being crowned. The finals in Division 2 and 4, 6 and 8 will be played on November 23rd, while the title game in Divisions 1, 3, 5, and 7 will take place on the 24th. One ticket will allow you to see all 4 games in a single day at Ford Field. Track the tournament at MHSAA.com, and I'm going to interrupt this one because it's a first down. Big plans now to attend the year's football championships November 23rd and 24th. A public service message from the Michigan High School Athletics Association and CPHS 6.
You really have got to wonder, as we get back to the game here, how accurate a referee's measurement and ball placement is. From this angle, it looked short.
Yeah.
They had to almost get, a magnifying glass to see this.
When they did the chains earlier in the game, it looked like he had something that looked sort of like a credit card that he was measuring it with.
I have no idea how that was a first down, folks, but it was. 1st and 10, 35, Taddy again. Nothing.
Oh. I'll tell you how it was a first down. It was a first down on guts.
Right, guts and heart.
A gutsy call, a gutsy run.
Again, not to keep harping on it, but in a way, yes, to keep harping on it. You don't have all your elements offensively without Brown. It really makes you pretty basic at what you're doing, and really, it emphasizes the blockers up front more, doesn't it?
It does, and they really, the offensive line of the Big Reds really had to play their best game this week because their general's down. He's hurt. He's out there, and it's gutsy that he is out there, but he's got nothing to lose. He plays and they win, and he's healthy for next week probably.
Final minute of the third quarter as the Big Reds jump offside. 14-7 Chippewa Valley on top of your Port Huron High School Big Reds. Playoff football. We don't say it too often, Tom. The game is really exciting right now, not just because it's close, not just because it's playoffs, but the Big Reds are playing aggressively and the crowd's into it a bit, and that's always a good thing, isn't it?
Yeah, and a great shot of the crowd. And this, we've talked about this also before. This crowd's great. And maybe it's because they're right beneath us and we can hear them. But they deserve this game. They don't deserve to come to one of their first playoff games and who knows when, to see 49-14. I don't think it was the fact that Chippewa Valley overlooked Port Huron High this week. I think just Port Huron High came in.
Look at the head on
started
that.
Playing tough.
I'm sorry, I had to say that. It's irresistible, really, to not say anything. But
well, Billy's had several concussions.
that's what they're trying to emphasize by wearing the towel.
We just surgically, it's soda ice pack to his forehead. It's a good look.
But again, you got to like how your team's playing if you're Coach Mullins at this stage.
Yeah, I think everybody's enjoying it. He's got to be awful proud.
From the 35, 2nd and 10. Brown, outside, caught.
Flea flicker.
Oh, it's a flicker back to the 50. Now the 35. Taddy is sayonara. Touchdown.
No sense leaving anything in the bag of tricks today.
I was so shocked on that play call. Ryan Mullins opens his bag of tricks, and Mike Page sells the pitch back. Oh, baby, perfectly done, and we got a tie game.
Yep, a great play and a good timing on the play. I've seen that play be successful throughout the years because I'm a Marysville guy. It was a Walt Braun kind of a play, but that thing run to perfection.
But it also works because you seldom do it.
No, it's crazy to do. But look, we're going to the fourth quarter here. This kick is successful.
Big kick, and he got it. Well, there is a flag. Wait a minute.
Flag on the play.
And Taddy gets up limping. That's not a good sign.
See, it's just selling this play right here.
Oh, they bought it.
Yep.
They bought it, and they fell down.
Well, and it's that 1 second that you have to buy it, and both those defensive backs did. And you're not catching that guy without some kind of mode of transportation.
Chris Taddy is having a monster game, but he's limping. If there is some kind of award that you'd give out right now, like a Golden Heart or an Unsung Hero, it would be in Chris Taddy's hands, and I don't think you'll get an argument from anybody in this stadium.
No, not in this stadium, not in this league. He's just gutsy. He's limping right now. He's hurt. But think about it. Think of the miles he's put on this game. He's in there. He's getting pounded. He's running like crazy.
What a great play call, Ryan Mullins. Team is right back into it now, and the fans are up.
Well, the fans are up, and the Chippewa fans, who really haven't been all that loud all game, I think, maybe now realize, hey, we're in a game.
They're shell-shocked, I think, now.
Yeah, they really are, and really this is a great advantage to the Big Reds.
When you're getting beat and the potential is there for an upset, and this would be one of the biggest in years, what goes through your head if you're Chippewa Valley right now? Do you think can you function? Do you consider, hey, we could lose to this team?
I'll tell you, when you're on the field and you're a ball player and you look up at that scoreboard and there's 19 seconds in the third left and it's 14-14, where you thought for sure that this game would have been over by halftime, yeah, it looms heavy.
Can you imagine beating Utica Eisenhower and Chippewa Valley in the same season? I don't want to jump the gun, but you never know. From the 21. Trying to cut up field. They get him quick. Jowett on the tackle at the 27.
He held back on that kick. It was a little chip shot. Of course, I think that works because you don't want to give it to those quick little speedy guys on Chippewa Valley anyway. But they need to get a trainer on him, and they need to get that leg stretched.
Let me tell you, I've done this now I think this is my 11th year. And I have never been prouder to call a Big Red game than I am right now at this very moment. And I mean that.
Oh, yeah, me too. I mean, it's fun. It's fun anytime a local team does well, and especially one that we do the calls for.
The dangerous Davis. Look out. cuts upfield, gets to the 35. I say look out a lot, but with this guy, I really do mean it, because if he breaks some tackle and he gets any open field, look out.
He's dangerous. Dangerous, definitely.
3 complete from Memorial Stadium. The Big Reds from Port Huron High have tied the football game on the Mac Red Powerhouse Chippewa Valley Big Reds. Anything goes for the 4th, folks. CPHS Channel 6. Derek Rourke, the Big D, Hyde, Tom Hyde, back with the ending of this great one in a moment. Welcome back to the 4th quarter. CPHS Channel 6, MHS AA. Playoff football. CPHS, Memorial Stadium, Derek Rourke, the Big D, Hyde, Tom Hyde. Second down play here. Davis, Chippewa Valley, cuts upfield short of the first down, barely, and it'll bring 3rd down. And the crowd is really into it now, but Hyde, this is exactly what you want if you're Port Huron. You want to shell-shock Chippewa Valley. They're the bigger team. They're the powerhouse. Guess what? 14-all.
Well, we got ourselves a game, to put it simply. Yeah, this is exactly where Port Huron High wanted to be. You can't. A team like Chippewa Valley can get up on teams real early and take the wind out of their sails. Port Huron is within striking distance, and that's what they need.
Port Huron's defensive backs have really taken away the pass from Allward tonight, too. So if you're Chippewa Valley, you've got to keep running this football. You don't have a choice. The pressure's on you. In the backfield, a huge loss. But we might have a face mask, and let's hope we don't. Tyrell, great job to stop the initial run by Davis there. He didn't even get to the line.
No, and again, that's what momentum does for you. You get pumped up, you make those plays you didn't think you were going to be able to make.
Well, they're discussing this one.
And we'll try to see it here. You know, we don't have a great shot of the line. I thought he signaled that there was some sort of a chop block.
Well, depending on when the referee blew the whistle for forward progress, you could almost call it even a late hit, but it's going to be a personal foul. I can't believe it. Oh, does that hurt?
Well, stay composed, Big Reds. These are dumb penalties. I don't care if you did it or not. You can't afford to.
Have they gotten a call in this game, though?
It's really, and I always hate to do that, but no, I don't think they really haven't.
It may be turnover or bust, really. Big Reds need it bad. From the 49, 1st and 10. The give, Williams.
Fumble.
That's a fumble in the field. And I think Chippewa Valley jumped on the ball. Would that have been big?
That's exactly what you need to do. You need to start stripping. You need to look. You're playing basically power-wise and size-wise a much bigger team than you. You got to take the breaks when you can. The defense for the Port Huron Big Reds have really stepped up this game, and they keep on continuing to do so. And
they're trying to get the crowd involved now. This is why you play high school football, for moments like this. 2nd and 10. You got to admire Port Huron's heart right now, folks. Williams stopped. And a fumble here? No. Oh, I thought he lost the football there. See, I'm nervous here, Tom. You might have to calm me down. You may have to start doing the play-by-play. I'm going to lose it.
Well, there could have been a fumble there. High school, they're real quick to blow the whistle when the guy starts going backwards. And it's actually a smart idea.
The guy looked behind him. That's why I kind of thought, well, maybe he's doing it to bluff the Big D.
He could. It's a conspiracy.
This is a huge play here right now. From midfield, 3rd and 10. Shotgun look, 3 wide, 1 back. Back to passes Allward. Here comes the rush. It's a screen and a great call. Wide open, 1st down and more. He could be gone. 15-10. Adios. What a great play call, and they weren't expecting it.
It was, too. It was the aggression of the Port Huron High defense. the other coach, a Chip there, he sees that. He sees the fans going crazy. He knows they're being in ultra-aggressive mode, and that is the greatest time for a screen.
And you have to have a little bit of patience to call a screen pass in a situation like that.
You do.
For nothing else, the patience to have it set up.
Yep, and, I mean, because the Big Reds are so aggressive in this play that they just come flooding through, and they're not thinking screen.
No.
And really, with this guy, that much open field is never a good recipe.
Yeah, he's 12 yards before he's even considered to be touched. Extra point try. You talk about a momentum killer. There it was. Place down, kick. He got it.
You know, it's funny, moments before that snap, I was going to say, if the Port Huron Big Reds can stop Chippewa here, they'll shake them. And instead, the Chippewa Valley Big Reds go down the field and strike quick.
The other thing that I think in this situation that we need to make a note of, if you're the Big Reds from Port Huron, of course, both teams are named or nicknamed the Big Reds in this game, but if you are Port Huron right now, eagerness, I think, takes over a little bit too, because we mentioned about how Chippewa Valley kind of thinks, oh no, upset potential. So do the Big Reds. They want it too, and they can feel it. They're excited about it. You know, so they're a little bit eager too.
They're closer than they've ever been.
Right.
And when you're this close, you can taste it.
Funny, the play after, I bluffed a fumble, a big screen pass for 50.
Yeah.
Man, that's a killer. Really, it's the play of the game thus far.
Plenty of time, 9:53 left. Port Huron's got still emotion on their side.
Right. But man, they're going to really have to reach back and get it. And the kickoff again, and let's get nasty again, Port Huron. Taking at the 5, now up to the 10, quickly.
There's a
Nichols, 25, 30, 32. Not bad at all. And Taddy was not returning that kick. So he might be seriously hurt.
I think he's banged up. I think when you run as many times, you have as many carries as he's had this game, you're going to beat up anybody. And the replay here, just a good kickoff return. He sees a hole right there. That's a great hit by somebody. I didn't get the number, but
right.
Man.
Absolutely flattened him.
Yeah, they're good. Morning, buddy.
Well, Taddy's out there. Run formation look. From the 33, 1st and 10. The give instead, I believe, Jowett. Not much. Ideally, right now, you want to tick off every second of this clock and go down and score.
You do. You want to take some time off. You want to keep within your game, and I think that's very important. That teams stay within their game plan. And because of the injuries to the Big Reds, I don't think they ever really planned on making this a quick strike game. So yeah, just keep pounding down the field. You got over 9 minutes still.
2nd down and 7 at the 36 when play resumes. Jordan Brown still coming out limping. What a game the Big Reds have played. You certainly cannot doubt their heart. Chippewa Valley heavily favored coming in. Don't tell that to this guy. Chris Taddy pushes forward and close to another 1st down. I tell you, he's a little battering ram. Crowd wanted something a little bit late there, but very close to a 1st down, and he got it, yes.
Well, emotions are definitely running high. And sometimes, on both sides, the aggression's going, the being pumped up. And this is a great little shoot right through the hole. Makes great moves. And this is just hard, really just hard. He's got 5 guys on him. And that's just tough. And he's not a big guy. But apparently he's a tough one.
Well, 5'7", 170. And he runs like he's about 6'3", so there you go. The give, Taddy, right side this time. I tell you, if he gets past those initial tacklers, it's scary.
It is, but how much gas does he have left in the tank?
He's been doing it all day, and he's been, hobbling.
And win or lose, if I'm one of his parents, I'm letting him sleep in. Because he's going to be battered tomorrow and tired.
Well, thanks. Anyway, we'll name off some of the Channel 6 staff here in just a moment's time. Grand production tonight. A makeshift one, too. They had to get it late. Didn't know if we were doing this one. Taddy.
There we go.
45-40. Chris Taddy, 40. And down to the Chippewa Valley 35. He is the motor right now, driving this engine. Or automobile, if you will.
He's on another level tonight.
He is the little engine that could.
And I'm telling you, I just don't know where he gets it. It's like when you watch a 5-year-old run around the house for 12 hours. You just don't know where he gets the energy. Look at the speed around the corner. That's a great cut. He's got 4 or 5 guys tailing him.
And knowing that this kid has got to step up tonight with the Brown injury, and knowing he does. Wow, big games from a big game player.
The Big Reds win this game. They better carry him off the field.
Oh, he's got to have close to 200 yards now. They go the other way this time. Drew Page inside the 20 to the 19. Anyway, let's read these off here. Replay cameraman tonight, Andy the Big Bad Wolf. No comment from you on that,
he's
man.
going to give Goldilocks would have been my shot.
Camera, Justin Wugerhide. I hope I pronounced that right. Chris Oriel, Sean Wendt, and Curtis Sinek. Wireless camera director, Carl Staffhorst. Wireless camera assistant, Jennifer Sinek. Wireless camera itself, James Sinek. Graphics, Chad Shoeless. Well, somebody get him a pair of shoes. Taddy, nothing. Replay, the big fella in the truck, EJ Shea, doing a great job down there as he always does. And of course, director Ed Sinek, who I want to personally thank you year in, year out for giving me this opportunity. Great job, Ed. And it continues to be a pleasure to do these games, especially this season with the Big Reds doing so well.
And to be fair, you know, the writing on this looks like my grandma wrote it. I expected a $5 check to fall out.
Yeah, it is pretty rough, isn't it? Anyway, my big D's, big keys to winning the game tonight. I said Jordan Brown, if he's healthy at all, he simply must play. And, yep. Basically, Jordan Brown, he has been in off and on, if you're wondering. Again, he's been limping. But so far, so good, I guess. Fourth quarter, he's still out there, which means a lot. Again, stop the Chippewa Valley rushing attack. They have not really done that, but they're still in the game. And 3, the big thing, Tom, the key, they have not been intimidated by the Mac Red powerhouse.
They got to hike this ball.
Well, it's going to be delay of game.
Oh, no, equipment timeout. That's a good call. Applications are now being accepted for high school game officials. The recruitment of officials is never-ending one. There's always a need for new officials. If you love sports, love working with kids, and are looking for the opportunity to be involved with school sports, submit your application online today. Visit MHSAA.com to register for more information. A public service message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association and CPHS 6.
As you toss it behind you.
Well, you know what? It is true, though. I'd like to put in 2 more cents on this one. Officials, especially with the sports all being, all the basketball in one season now, all the other sports like that, officials are hard to come by. So if you have any interest at all in wrestling, wink, wink, or any other sport, go and be an official. It's not bad money. It's a couple hours. You get a couple bucks. 30, 40, 50, 60 bucks, I think.
And the thrill of helping kids like Tom Hydja.
Don't help me. I need professional help.
Well, you're the wrestling coach. Give yourself some dues. Marysville.
Yeah, well. It's the officials, though. There's a real shortage of them, and it's noticeable. And it's even more so now that you have 18 basketball games going in one night.
Again, Derek Wark, the Big D, Hydge, Tom Hydja from Memorial Stadium, CPHS Channel 6, Port Huron Area School District television station, playoff football, and the Big Reds are in the game. And at this stage, this late in the year, that's all you can ask for. And they've played with heart, and they're trying to be rewarded for it here, trying to tie this football game. They currently trail 21-14. Drew Page again, bumping in there like a battering ram. That's going to set up 4th down. But you know what? At this stage, I think they were planning two plays.
Well, 4th and 3, it looked like they had Chippewa's defensive line and ends confused a bit for a second. And really, because of that confusion, I think they got a little bit lucky there to stop them.
And don't overlook Taddy's kicking in all this either. Because of the fact that he got up a little winded last time, that combined with the fact that you don't want Chippewa Valley's offense back out there on the field, I think you go for this. You have to.
You have to. It's 4th and 1. You got 5 minutes left in the game, and you're in this. You got to do something drastic.
To me, this is a QB sneak with
Yeah,
Brown.
draw.
Taddy doesn't get it. You've got to sneak Brown there. I would have done it.
Yeah, you know, that was just too risky. Their defensive was spread a bit there. They spread out the offensive line of Port Huron High, and an audible maybe would have been nice there.
I don't care what's working for you in a game or what's not working for you in a game, and you got to be honest. You go east-west on a 4th and 1, and you are risky.
Oh, you sure are. You sure are, and I would say more times than not, you're going to get stopped on it. Here's the big challenge for the Big Red defense.
Well, that's a real heartbreaker. That really is. That's a 4th and 1. You've got to convert. You've got to do it. Oh, man. 5 minutes now, and you bet Chippewa Valley is going to run this ball every chance they get. Keep in mind, just one timeout left for the Big Reds, and that's huge, too. Immediate give, fullback, battling forward, still on his feet. Too many yards, man. 7 for a fullback. That's that Shorkey.
Well, here's the trick. If you're the defense right now in the Big Reds, you have to start trying to strip the ball. Start trying to get a turnover. I know that's easier said than done. I know you should be doing that every play. But you can't let the Chip offense work its way too far down the field so you're not within distance to tie this ball game up.
I know Jordan Brown is hurt. We know it. But why he didn't go for the sneak there, I have no idea why they didn't call that play. He's the leader. You give it to him. It's got to be done. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand it.
Well, the defense looked to be on the Chippewa Valley side, set up for a sweeper on the end. You know, there just seemed to be a hole there. And another equipment timeout for Chippewa Valley.
So 4:24 to go in the 4th quarter. Playoff football, round 1, MHSAA. Again, Chippewa Valley 21. Your Port Huron High Big Reds 14. Derek Work, Big D. Hides, Tom Ija. And again, CPHS, Channel 6. In one of these seasons where I've referred to it as the magic season, every time I do, Big Reds, something bad goes their way, but it truly has been a magic year, all told, win or lose tonight.
Well, you know, winning's fun, that's for sure. And this could be the start of a very good program for the Big Reds. Don't get discouraged. You made the playoffs. It's not over yet. But even if you do lose this game, you're in the playoffs and you're playing good football.
From the 26, 2nd and 3. Comes down to Hart now, folks. Dives forward, got the first down. Davis again. And he's probably over 200 yards now, too. But I think it's safe to say the opposition coming into Memorial Stadium next year, and not just the opposition, but the MAC Red opposition, they are no longer going to overlook Ryan Mullins. I'll tell you that. They're going to have a game plan from here on out, good one.
Nor should they, and I think it just shows because they, to be honest, got blown out last week. And to be in this game shows great coaching potential. Great play.
Hit right away and downed, and guess who? Mike Page.
That's what I like to see in a football player. Just go out there, smack them, hit them on the ground, and go back to your huddle.
Because that makes a statement right there so late in the game.
You need to beat on these guys, and they're getting sore too. These guys run the ball quite a bit. You got to keep pounding. You got to get this turnover, gentlemen.
Well, Michael Graham yelling at the crowd to try and get them up. And he's right to do so. This is it. This is all the marbles. This is your season. Chippewa Valley running clock down, as you'd expect. 2nd and long now. Again, Davis, way too many yards to the outside. First down, pushed out of bounds, or close to it anyway, near the 40. The good thing is he got out of bounds. Stops the clock, but the bad thing is, you know, first down.
Some more of those terrible towels that they had garbage bags full of them. Just garbage bags full of them.
Those kids must just crave getting on TV down there, too, by the bus. Because they're not out here watching the game. They must just want to be on camera. Do you send everybody here?
3rd and 1, you got to watch that quick dive. They hit the hole so fast.
This is going to Williams. No, instead the big fullback, easily a first down, rumbling forward to midfield. They must be tired. That's very easy yardage, but that's a big guy, that's Shorkey.
It is, and you know the defense for the Big Reds, they just need to find something deep within them in the next 2 minutes and 50 seconds
again.
To pull out what maybe might be referred to as a miracle here now. They have to do something. They have to get the turnover.
As an announcer, though, that 4th and 1 is going to stay with me all winter.
Well, yeah, me too. Again, we hate to question anything, but geez.
From midfield, 1st and 10. They give the fullback again. Chorkey again got 6 more. And if Emmanuel Lopez doesn't make that tackle, it could have been ugly.
It's a smart move on the Chippewa Valley coaching staff. Now they're going to go with their fullback, and they're going to start pounding, and they're going to start saving the legs of their halfbacks.
But again, though, like you've got Emmanuel Lopez there making that tackle at 5'10". You've got a guy he's going up against there at 6'4".
Yeah.
So not only is this defense tired, but they're really, you talk about hard in a game where they're mismatched.
Oh, they're beaten. They're beaten right now. They've physically been beaten. This is a big Chip team.
2nd down and 4 from the 44. Well, they're just tiring him out now. The big dogs up front are tiring him out. I'm starting to think the 4th and 1 call was the end. We got to name some players of the game, though, anyway. You definitely have got to say Davis for them. I mean, wow. I see why you got 185 last week.
Yeah. Well, I think it's simple on the Port Huron end also.
Defensively, Greg Arts, how about him for Chippewa Valley? Big Redzo. Taddy, what do you think?
I got it. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Got to be. Give it to him twice.
Galinos was good. Michael Johnson as well. How about the entire Big Red secondary? I'll give one of yours.
Yeah, well, and I'd rather, the defense for the Port Huron High, nothing to be ashamed of this game. You have, like, I said earlier in the broadcast, I'm not into moral victories, and losing is losing and winning is winning. But way to fight. Way to fight.
Like you said, though, do you believe in moral victories? Don't you believe in moral victories? Who cares? This is a moral victory.
Yeah, it
doubt.
Could be. I think without the word moral, just take the victory. Because there's good that can come out of a loss. And these guys, this defense, it's the best I've seen them play in the years and years and years we've been doing this.
It really shows you, too. That's why you play the games, isn't it?
Well, it is. A lot of people thought that this was really going to be another blowout. And, I tried to convince people it wasn't going to be, but nobody wanted to listen.
Well, they'll be listening to you now, Hyge. And never not listen to you again.
Well,
ever.
Flip a coin.
1 minute exactly on the clock, and PH is just going to run out of time, really. Yeah. Ryan Mullins is screaming at the side judge over there. And 1st and 10 again. Davis tackled. Good pursuit, Mike Page and Drew Page. So turn the page on that tackle. Well, Port Huron has used their one and only timeout now.
Yeah, and they're simply just going to run out of time unless. Okay, here's the deal. You got 43 seconds to pull off a miracle here. You need the turnover. You need the ball back. You just need the ball back, and because this guy's just going to tire you out. He's been running, and he's like Taddy. He just doesn't seem like he's going to run out of gas. So you need that ball back.
I almost considering sending more linebackers or more defense in on these plays, though. Because you know what? You need the turnover, like you said. You know they're going to run the football. I think you risk the big play to get a big play of your own.
You almost have to, with 3 times out that the Chip Valley has still in 43 seconds, it's really within, Port Huron High has none. So we're within a kneel down here.
Well, here we go. They're going to kneel. Now they're calling time out of their own. I think they are going to hand off. I know I would. Williams, well, they get to him. And he's down, but the clock continues to tick.
Yeah, he is not going to try to cut up that field. If he gets somebody on him as a tackle, he is just going to let him tackle.
you know what, that's going to be it, because they can't stop the clock.
Yep.
It's easily going to tick off the clock. So I got to ask you, Hyde, it's a loss now. They know it. What's one final comment from you on this football team and the great year they've had?
Great heart. Just simply great heart. And it's a program that is going to be taking steps forward. So look forward to some good football here at Memorial Stadium with the Big Reds.
And thanks to you, Hyde, by the way, for coming up here a couple of times and helping me out being color man. It was a great time.
Oh, no problem.
Well, that's going to do it for the 2007 football season. I want to congratulate Ryan Mullins, the rookie head coach. What a sensational year. Jordan Brown, Mike Page, these kids are a pleasure to watch all season. All the best to all of the seniors and the rest of them. All the best in the future. Big Reds, nothing to be ashamed of. Derek Wark, the Big D for Hyde, Tom Hyde, and the entire cast of CPHS Channel 6. The final score from Memorial Stadium tonight, the playoff game, and we do wish Chippewa Valley the best of luck next week in the playoffs. Chippewa Valley Big Reds 21, Port Huron High Big Reds 14. Again, it was a magic season for Port Huron.